All right, what is going on, Aquarius North Node placements? This reading is for you if you have Aquarius as your North Node. This reading is for the remainder of 2024, which a lot of us grown up thinking that is the end of December 31st is the last day. Actually, it is not. We actually have way more time than we thought. So the real new year actually is March 20th. Okay, so please do your research. You don't have to take my word for it. It's out there. Okay, now we're going to start off with some theme cards. We have specific questions, as well as the black cards are clarifiers and a sign that either you're already seeing. You guys had two that came out. So these are signs that either you're seeing or that you will be seeing that you should be looking out for from now into the remainder of 2024. So let's get into your reading, Aquarius. So looking at the bottoms of the deck set I've used for you, what I'm already getting here is it feels like some of you may be feeling isolated at this time. I was kind of getting that same initial vibe from Gemini, but this really feels more so it's teaching you how to be comfortable with yourself no matter where you are. Okay, because it feels like for some of you, you may be this may be a period of uprooting where maybe things are shifting in such a way where it feels really uncomfortable. Some of you may be feeling like things are being like the rug is being ripped from under your feet. Others view your location might be changing, your job might be changing, something, whatever it is for you. It could be more than one thing, but I'm really strongly getting this energy of whatever it is that has provided you a sense of stability, a sense of home or foundation, maybe changing in a very intense way or a very big way, right? And so I feel like what's happening though is where some of you, this may feel really uncomfortable, or it may be happening at a time that may feel really inconvenient. I feel like some of you really don't yet see, or you may have, you may, I feel like some of you may feel this on an intuitive level, but it hasn't really revealed itself fully in the 3D to confirm your intuition. So this reading may serve as confirmation for some of you that ultimately whatever this is shifting within your foundation, your home, your environment, whatever that is, it's ultimately putting you on the path that you belong on. For some of you, it's like, something you've been trying to get out of for quite some time. Something is shifting and changing, or will be changing during this time, that will ultimately put you back on your path, and it won't require much effort from you. I just saw 222 on the timer, and what's interesting about that is 222 may be another sign that some of you are seeing. You see the twos here, okay? So some of you may be seeing 222. As well as, like I said, we have justice here, balance with the tower underneath that, and the lovers. Okay, so like I said, some of you, um, there could be a karmic cycle closing. Okay, and this could be something, like I said, that some of you may be feeling intuitively is happening. Now, others of you, someone else may be leaving your experience, meaning someone may be breaking up, or just transitioning off the planet, or just deciding I don't want to be friends anymore, or some of you may be losing your job. But what spirit is wanting you guys to really know though about whatever it is that's for some of you is leaving, whatever is it feels like is being taken from you, or making you feel left out in the cold, or making you feel like I don't have this anymore, it's ultimately happening for your benefit. I feel like some of you have been maybe in a relationship. Look, this is just an example, right? It feels like some of you could have been, like, so let's say, in a relationship that has been really unbalanced, really toxic, really just low vibrational, right? And this person finally decides that they're going to leave you, right? And some of you may be taking that personally, where it's like, what the fuck, like, I did all this and that for you, I've always been there, blah blah blah, and you're going to leave me. Some of you don't realize how much of a blessing in disguise that really is, where some of you have been wanting to get out of this for quite some time anyway. It feels like if that is what the case, what someone is doing for you, it's like they're ultimately acting as a catalyst to give you what you wanted anyway, or what needed to happen. It just maybe was uncomfortable. It may be just you didn't know when the right time would be, to where they just did it for you, where it took that um I don't want to say the role or responsibility, but it kind of like made it where you didn't have to do it yourself. They did it for you, okay, to make it easier ultimately to do what you needed to do in the first place. Okay, so I just want to encourage those who are experiencing something like that, if that does resonate, that please do your best to not take it personally. Okay, they're really, whatever it is leaving, whatever is changing or shifting out of your experience, or just shifting in such a way where it feels like you're being left out in some type of way, just know that you're not missing out on any fucking thing. Okay, I feel like some of you really need to hear me when I say that. Okay, spirit is wanting to emphasize 444 on the timer, it is for your protection. Okay, anything that leaves your life, it's not a loss, especially if you learn something from it. It's never a loss if you learn something. Okay. And I feel like some of you are really being asked to see, how is this really trying to benefit me? If this person left, or I lost this job, or whatever this is that's leaving, right, making me feel, or that brings up this feeling of lack, it's ultimately bringing, happening in order to restore balance in your life. It's ultimately leaving your life to restore balance in it. Okay. And I feel like some of you, it's definitely a lover. Okay. But we have two cards here that are speaking of balance. Both of these cards represents balance, duality, harmony, right? So, and three major arcanas, dare I say three major arcanas here. Okay. So this is a very major period, Aquarius. Okay, so whoever this is resonating for, this is ultimately happening to put you back in your power. What's ultimately happening to support you in standing up for yourself, standing up for maybe what you know is right, what you know needs to change, how you feel or how you've been feeling. It's just acting as a catalyst to really give you maybe that courage you need to take that next step that you've already been knowing or feeling deep down that you needed to take anyway. This is like helping you do that. Okay, 555 on the timer. I'm just saying. So all right, so your theme cards here, we have card number 26, which is surrender. Yes. Okay, then we have card number 20, imagine, and we have card number 5, yacht. Okay, so any of these numbers, maybe numbers you're seeing, 26, 26. It could be, you might be seeing 8. We also have 8 here. Okay, um, card number 25 as well as 50. So some of you may be seeing 555. We just saw 555 a minute ago. This could also be life path numbers, birth dates, okay? However the numbers, resonate for you. If you're not seeing them, it's okay. But for those that are, this can easily serve as confirmation for you, all right? So what this feels like is, Aquarius, is that some of you are really being asked right now to let yourself know that anything that is leaving your experience doesn't mean it's a loss. If you're being asked to surrender something, or to surrender to a process, or to surrender to whatever is changing in your experience, it's not spirit saying to give up on what it is that you want, or to that you're giving up on a certain situation that isn't working out. It's just simply saying that this no longer serves me. I've learned everything I needed to learn from this experience. That's why it's being taken from me right now. It's not because I don't deserve it, or because I'm not welcome here anymore. It's just, for some of you, is simply because you've outgrown this situation. You've outgrown that connection. You've outgrown that environment. Okay. So that's again where spirit is saying some of you may be feeling like you're at a loss right now, or someone that has left your life is leaving you out because maybe they made the first move. But ultimately, what it's really showing you is that it just doesn't serve you anymore. And that's a benefit. That's a good thing. Okay. But it's not going to feel like that unless you choose to define it that way. Okay. And as humans, a lot of us define our experiences based on how they make us feel. So if it feels bad, we automatically assume that it must be a bad thing. And I'm just here to tell you and help you shift your perspective, or encourage you to allow yourself to just try seeing this from a different perspective, that doesn't always have to be the case. Just because someone leaves your life doesn't mean that it's because you don't deserve to have that person in your life anymore, or that you're a bad person, that's why they left. No, for sometimes it's because whatever karmic contract you had with that person, you've paid your debt. You've learned everything you're supposed to learn. That's what karma is about. Okay, is about people teaching you things. We're here to teach each other something. I'm here to learn a lesson from you, while you maybe learn a lesson from me. And the cool part is that sometimes our lessons are different, meaning what I'm learning from you may be different from what you're meant to learn from me. Okay. So spirit is saying, allow yourself to surrender the things, the people, the connections, job, environment, whatever that is. It may be a multitude of those things that are leaving your experience right now, because it's ultimately trying to benefit you. It's ultimately trying to put you on the path that you need to be on. Okay. For some of you, it was whatever this was, it was distracting your focus. It was keeping you from maybe focusing on your path, keeping you from focusing on yourself, keeping you from maybe taking action, stepping into your confidence. Okay. So spirit is asking you to now imagine, well, what if this works out in my favor, especially if it's something, like I said, that's leaving, or that has left, that may feel challenging, that may make you feel sad. Spirit is asking you to imagine, well, what could be on the other side of this. So if this thing left, imagine what you could do with now this free space. So for example, just an example, because I'm not downplaying the people that really experience this, but for example, like say for example, you lost your home to a tornado, right? And while it feels, so challenging, and feels like such like a, like a loss, right? It may feel really draining, really complex, really, upsetting, really just like intense, right? Spirit is asking you though to imagine, surrender to the fact that maybe that house didn't serve me anymore. Maybe that was spirit's way of, especially if I've been saying that I want to move, I want to, I need something bigger. This house has nothing but problems, blah, blah, blah. Spirit is giving you, that could be an opportunity to surrender that old home, right? That, you've been just putting money into and it wasn't really giving back, or maybe it was just falling apart anyway. Spirit is asking you now to imagine what if this home, now that it's gone, it's only giving you an opportunity to create something way bigger, better, and more in alignment with who you are, who you're becoming. Maybe it's like you've always wanted to build your own home, and now that the tornado has tore it down for you and you didn't have a choice, right? It gives you now the opportunity to build something brand new and strong and exactly how you want in its place. Okay. And you can take that analogy into any area of your life, just allowing yourself to see how maybe anything that's leaving your life is ultimately making room for you to create something bigger, better, and more in alignment with what you actually want, even if it feels forced upon you. Okay. Spirit is saying that you have what it takes. Okay. For some of you, it's ultimately going to put you in a place of being able to just go with the flow. For some of you, it's attracting, it's aligning you to the things that you've been asking for, whether it's prosperity, a luxurious life. For some of you, it's like, well, now that you don't have that home, now I can travel. Now that I've lost that home and I've been forced to give it up or let it go, it's putting me in a position to travel like I've always wanted to do, but I felt stuck in this home because I owned it, right? But now that the tornado took the house, now that frees me up from, maybe some of you, for example, have been like struggling to, you wanted to move, right? I'll just use myself as an example. So I want to travel, right? But I'm having a hard time kind of like deciding what I need to let go of, how to downsize, all those things. So rare example, I'm not asking for this to happen because I'm not the only one that lives here right now. So, but it's just an example. Let's say a tornado took my house out, right? And it took all my stuff with it. So while simultaneously, yes, I would be grieving the loss of all the things, right? The material items that I can't take with me when I leave this planet anyway. What it does do for me though is it gives me an opportunity to start over. It gives me an opportunity to finally travel with ease, to travel without the baggage and the weight of, oh, I need to, need to get rid of all these things. I need to sell all this stuff before I can leave. I need to, get rid of all this stuff. I need to clean. I need to do all these things, right, before I go. But I don't know where to start. So it's allowing yourself to see how something can really be a big, huge blessing in disguise. Okay. How really it can has the opportunity to put you in a place of wealth, a place of comfort, maybe attracting and aligning the wealth that you desire and deserve by way of clearing out what no longer serves you, making room for what it is you're asking for. Okay. Whew. Now that we got past that, let's dive into your reading. So, first question, how has this North Node journey been for you up until this point for my Aquarius placement? So we have the 10 of Wands clarified by the 3 of Pentacles. So for some of you, your North Node journey up until this point has maybe been one that has really felt heavy. For some of you, you've maybe been carrying a lot of a lot of the burdens, a lot of the responsibility of your North Node. For some of you, even if you're collaborating, it feels like some of you have been like doing all the work yourself, like I do, right? Like I do all my editing, all my recording, my thumbnails, my descriptions, my any content, anything with my business, I do by myself solely. I haven't been able to outsource it, and that's cool. But for some of you Aquariuses, you've been in the same place where you guys have been working, whatever it is that you're working, you're building on, you guys have been doing a lot of this by yourself. And I get it that can definitely be tumultuous, that can definitely be straining, draining, it could be stressful. But it does feel like spirit is asking you to surrender to the idea of, what if you had people to help you? What if you had a team? What if you have people that want to work with you, that are like students or something, so they're willing to just trade, barter services versus you having to pay them until you're able to actually pay them, right? So so where are you at currently on your in your North Node journey, and what energy is available to you right now? So we have the Emperor in reverse. Interesting. Okay. And that's clarified by the King of Wands in reverse. So all of my cards are upright, and I leave them like that on purpose. So that way, if they do flip in reverse, I know that it was meant to be like that. So Emperor in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse. So for some of you, this is where you guys are at currently, where some of you have maybe been in this energy of really struggling to make things happen, maybe struggling to feel like you're being successful, maybe struggling to take action in some type of way. Now, that's one message I'm getting. Now, for others of you, other group of you, where I feel like this surrender energy is coming from is that some of you are currently in this energy of trying to control the way things go, to control the narrative of how your North Node path unfolds. Okay. Some of you, this could definitely be someone in your experience that you're, it could be a person of water. Okay. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It could also be a Libra. Okay. As well as, again, Scorpio. And we also have Gemini here. So those signs may be of significance. If they, resonate with you, then you know who we're talking about. And if not, don't worry about it. Okay. But so like I said, this could definitely be a person where some of you may be having, there may be someone in your experience that is trying, like I said, that is leaving your life. For some of you, that is exactly who we're talking about here. Someone that's maybe just controlling, that maybe just wants to tell you what to do, but they don't want to actually put in the work, or they want to tell you what your path is, but they're not worried about their own path where they should be. You know what I'm saying? So for some of you, that's where you're currently at right now, where you may have someone in your experiences that's just trying to control your narrative, control your path, maybe he's trying to swap destinies with you, something like that. If that is someone you need it, that you can identify, that is who we're talking about here, that you're being asked to surrender, to maybe imagine how in flow or how wealthy you could be if they were not there, or if you took back the control and the reins of your own situation. Now, others of you, if this is your own energy, right, where you've been trying to control the way in which your North Node unfolds, the way in which how your success comes in and what time and the way and all those things, Spirit is saying it's not that you can't have it. Others of you are just being asked to make room for it, okay? And just continue to make room, but also simultaneously imagine, if I had this thing, what would it feel like? If I was on my North Node and fully in my power, what does that version of me look like? If I was to take action on my goals and accomplish them, what would that feel like? Okay, really allow yourself to dive into those type of energies, because that is what's going to put you in flow to actually manifest it. Okay, so the energy that is ahead, that is available to you to embody, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, and that is clarified by the Strength. And you know what I find really beautiful about this, Aquarius? So we have two major arcanas here, Aries energy as well as Leo energy. So those may be signs of significance to you. Maybe a Leo sun or a Aries sun watching this for your North Node. Take it as it applies. If it doesn't mean it's not your message. So um, for others, that could serve as a confirmation for others who have been maybe kind of wondering if this is their message. So what's available here is the Four of Cups and the Strength card. So what this is telling me, Aquarius North Nodes, is that there's an opportunity here, it feels like, for you guys to not settle. Okay, for you to realize that I don't need to settle anymore. I just need to step more into my power, more into my own strength, right? And allow myself to shine on my own. Okay. Some of you, may have been, like I said, in this energy of feeling like you need to control certain things, not realizing that if it didn't work out, it's probably because you deserve something better. Okay. And that's why this energy here is what's available, is it's giving you an opportunity to not settle. Okay, maybe to not take the first offer or opportunity that comes to you. Okay, and or if it's just doesn't feel in alignment, you don't need to feel bad about it. If they're not paying what you know you're worth, or if someone's not offering, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever, if they're not offering what it is that you know you're worth, this is Spirit giving you an opportunity here to not settle. And by standing in your strength, knowing what you deserve, knowing what you're worth, it only opens you up for the true prosperity, wealth that you know you deserve, that you know is coming for you, that you know you're in alignment to have. Okay. But if you settle, right, and just take the first thing that comes to you, that typically just exudes the energy of lack. It exudes the energy of survival, right? Which is just saying, I'm just taking this because I don't really truly believe that something better can come, or that something that I'm worthy of more than that, right? And this is where Spirit is saying you don't have to settle. That anything that's leaving your life, it's ultimately putting you on the path that you need to be on. That's ultimately drawing in the wealth, prosperity, the generational wealth that some of you desire, that life of ease and comfort, to be able to live a life of luxury that some of you have been asking for. It's going to require you to surrender the things that are keeping you from that, the things that are no longer in alignment, that, like I said, you've outgrown, or that just don't serve you anymore. It's just you are just on two different frequencies. You're going in two different directions. Okay. So, what does Spirit want you to focus on at this time, my Aquarius North Nodes? So we have, the Ten of Cups. Hell yeah. Eight of Wands. Beautiful. And those are clarified by the King of Cups. So what I'm getting here, Aquarius North Nodes, is Spirit really wants you to focus on ultimately doing what makes you happy. Okay, what makes you happy? Maybe focusing on, if what I wanted was here now, how would that feel? How would that feel? Because what that's going to do is it's going to activate this Eight of Wands energy here, where things just start moving so quickly, because you're putting yourself first, because you're, not letting whatever is happening around you, you're not letting it bother you. Because the king of, for me as a reader, the King of Cups energy, he is my unbothered king. That means that he is in control of his emotions. He knows when to express them, but he also knows when to contain them and hold them back, right? So spirit is wanting you to focus on controlling your own emotions, not letting the energy of people that's leaving, or the job, or whatever it is that you feel like is leaving your life or being removed from your life, you're not letting that bother you, because in doing so, that is what calls in very quickly all the opportunities and the energy that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel content, that makes you feel like I'm on track, like I got this, I know what I want, and it's here for me. I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I need to do. Everything feels good. It feels in alignment. That is what spirit wants you to focus on right now. Okay. Not letting, the things that are leaving your life bother you. Okay. Even if people are rejecting you, it's an opportunity for you to really step into your power and know that it's not because I'm not good enough. It's because I deserve something better. I deserve something more. And not everybody is meant to go with you. So understand that if people are leaving your life, or people are making you feel rejected, it's because low key they're rejecting themselves. Okay. Not only that, anybody that's leaving your life, or anything that's leaving your life, it's again only making room for the luxurious, comforting life that you truly deserve. Okay. But again, you have to allow yourself to let those things go, surrender to that process. If it's trying to leave, let it go. If people are trying to leave, don't beg them to stay, because the universe is trying to remove them to show you that you deserve more than what it's offering you. Okay. But you have to allow yourself to imagine what life would be like if I didn't have this obstacle. What would my life be like if I let this thing go and just decided that something better is going to come in its place? What would that feel like? Imagine that being there. What would my life be like? What type of wealth or opportunities could I possibly attract if I allowed that to be, just to be what it is? Okay. So the energy that is currently supporting you, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. We have the Five of Pentacles. And this is supportive energy. So like I said, this is again another confirmation. This is clarified by the King of Wands. Okay. So Knight of Wands. I'm sorry. I'm like, how is the King of Wands here twice? Knight of Wands. So what I'm getting here is that this is a supportive energy. So what I'm getting here is, Aquarius, is that whatever, like I said, that you feel like is leaving your life, because we have the Five of Pentacles showing up here twice in two different decks. One's at the bottom that you don't see, energy that you don't, that is hidden, but also coming out in your supportive energy with the Three of Cups in reverse. So what this feels like is, some of you, if there's someone that is leaving your life, especially if we're talking about a masculine of some sort, maybe this King of Cups energy, or whoever this King of Wands, Emperor in reverse, this controlling, super manipulative, could be energy that's, doesn't want to do things, but they just want to dictate and tell someone else what to do. If that is a person in your experience, for some of you, this supportive, why this energy here is so supportive is because by them leaving you out in the cold, for some of you, they were dealing with someone else anyway. And it pulls you out of that situation that some of you weren't even aware of. Some of you, this person is a player. That's why they're trying to control you and try to dictate or control the narrative with you, because some of you, it was their way. It was like a tactic, a controlling tactic to keep you from finding them out, from finding out that they're actually dealing with more than one person, that they're not maybe as loyal as you thought they were. Okay. Some of you, it's ultimately saving you from something that you don't deserve. Others of you, you have things that are coming in that you're meant to experience, whether it's prosperity, wealth, opportunities, collaborations, happiness, joy, all these things that are really, really positive, right? This person is not meant to experience that with you. That's why they're being pushed out, or that's why they're leaving. That's why, spirit is saying surrender them, let them go. Don't let nobody make you feel unworthy. Okay. Some of you, this is what's available to you as well, is rejecting this person. Some of you, this is indicative of someone that has already left you out in the cold, or someone that will be leaving you on the cold, and they're going to want to come back. They're going to see all the prosperity and stuff that you start calling in once they leave you, right? They're going to want to come back. And so what the opportunity for some of you here is that it's giving you an opportunity to turn them down, to know that I don't have to settle by letting them back in. I just need to be strong and stand 10 toes down on my strength and my power and tame myself. Some of you, this person may, use lust, or use their, their eggplant, right, to try to draw you back in, to lure you back in with, that type of stuff, with that passionate energy. So Spirit is saying what's available here is for you to reject them, to be strong, stand in your power, stand in your strength, and know that I deserve better. I deserve more, because that is what's ultimately on the other side of this. If you're willing to surrender, if you're willing to let it go, because it doesn't serve you anymore anyway. That's why it's happening how it is. Okay. Some of you, this person is controlling anyway. And by letting them go, that's what's going to put you on your path. That's what's going to restore for some of you. If you've been having a hard time focusing on your path, having a hard time actually taking action where you need to, that is what's going to restore that, is by way of this person leaving your experience, and therefore they're not siphoning your energy anymore. They're not harvesting it, especially if it's masculine in this type of energy. Oh yeah, they're definitely sucking you dry. So for those of you, if you've been having a hard time taking action or being clear about where to take action, even being inspired to do anything, by letting this person go, letting them leave, letting them, giving up this energy, it's ultimately going to benefit you way more than you realize right now. I feel that so fucking strongly. So if that applies, you know who we're talking about. All right. If it's not your message, please don't force it to fit. These are general in nature, meaning they're not going to resonate with all of you, nor are they meant to. So if you want a personal reading specifically catered to your energy and your situation, please feel free to reach out. I'm available. All right. Now, signs that you either are already seeing or should be looking out for going forward for the remainder of 2024. We had two that came out for you guys. We have flag. Okay. So for some of you, this flag is indicative of a move that some of you have been wanting to make, maybe going to travel, traveling the world, traveling the country. Okay. We also have travel here. Okay. Two cards talking about travel. All right. One from my deck that I personally put together, and one from a totally different deck. These both indicate travel. I will read the keywords from there in a bit. And then we have clock and time. Okay. So for some of you, this is about, no longer wasting time, no longer waiting maybe for the right time, just deciding, you know what, I'm going to surrender to what I'm being called to do, especially if it has to do with maybe travel or seeing the world or going to visit a different, part of the world, a different country, whatever that is. Spirit is saying the time is now. Okay. The time is now. Your happiness awaits you somewhere else. Some of you, you may end up, if you're leaving someone, or someone who, if this is a person that you're being guided to leave, it feels like wherever you're going to travel, that's where you might actually meet the person that's meant for you, the person who's actually loving, caring, nurturing, someone that you can actually be happy with and have a happy house with, or have a happy family with. Okay. Some of you, this whoever you're dealing with, this is not it. Okay. Now, others of you, if you're single, things like that, you might meet someone as you're out, as you're, traveling. You might meet your soulmate or your divine counterpart when you're, away, and it's going to happen at the perfect and divine time. Okay. So let's see. Flag says completion. Yes, cycle is almost done. We talked about that. Cycle, something, like I said, some type of karmic contract is trying to close out here for you, Aquarius. And I feel like it's really high time for you to let that happen if that resonates with you. Okay. And I know that, like I said, it might be uncomfortable, but it's really putting you in a position to really allow yourself to find comfort in things that may feel uncomfortable. Okay. So, completion, almost done, cycle, journey, or phase. Warning, heads up, explore/discover your true lineage / culture. Respect the land. Connect with sacred land spirits. Study land healing. So some of you may be guided to go travel to do energy work on maybe in different countries, or working with the land spirits, even the ley lines, okay, doing grid work on the ground. And we also have ancestors and guardians of the land. So it feels like some of you, maybe it's time, especially if that's something you've been guided to do, or being kind of like pulled to, like maybe visit land, or states within the US of where your ancestors were originated, things like that. Like a lot of my maternal roots are from Louisiana, right? So for me, there, I have had back and forth inklings that have been pulling me to visit that space, right? So some of you may be guided to do the same thing, and that's maybe why for some of you things are trying to, or feels like it's falling apart, or you're being asked to surrender to where it is you're being pulled or being guided to go, because again, it's time. Some of you have been putting it off long enough. Spirit is like, you can't put this off anymore. We need to go. It's time to do it now, right? So time says no more time to waste. Universe is waiting for you to make the move or decision. Divine timing, done all you can do. For others of you, if you feel like things are not manifesting at the perfect or right time, Spirit is saying you've done all you can do. If you know that that there's nothing else to be done, okay, if that's your energy where it's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't, there's no action for me to take. I've done everything I could do. If you know for sure that deep down in your heart, you've done everything you could do in a situation, even if it's about a relationship, that's where Spirit is saying you've done everything you needed. Sorry, I need to feed my snake. Anyway, that is where spirit is saying, if this has to do with, like I said, a relationship, right? Where you feel like I've given everything I could give, I've gave it time, I've, tried to have conversations, I've, done this or that. I'm just, some of you are being guided to just give it up to the universe. Okay. So for some of you, that is what the surrender is about. Okay. That you've done all you can do, give it to the universe. So wherever that applies. Okay. That could be talking about whatever this connection is for some of you. Others of you, this could be talking about as it pertains to, the inspired action that some of you feel like I don't know what to do anymore because I've done everything. Okay. However that fits, right? Take what applies. So healing manifesting isn't linear. Absolutely. You can't control when, the healing takes place or when something comes in. That's where spirit again is saying surrender to the process. Okay. Surrender your expectation of when and how something should show up. Okay. It's not for us to decide when we put, orders in for Amazon, let's say. It's not for us to decide who the driver is, what type of truck they're going to drive, what they look like, certain details we're not meant to control. Okay. That's just doing a little too much. And then we wonder why it feels like it's taking so long for something to come in. Okay. So, biological clock, keep moving, purpose driven and focused. Look, path, focused, and will. Okay. Like I said, some of you, it's again, spirit is saying it's time for you to be on your path. Whatever is maybe falling away or trying to leave your life, it's happening because it's trying to put you on your purpose. It's trying to put you on your path to help you focus, to remove any distractions. For some of you, if this is a person, it's distracting you from your purpose. And you're wondering why you feel like you don't have the energy you need to take action or to get clarity in the ways you need to, because it feels like for those of you where you are in some type of controlling dynamic or connection, it's siphoning your energy. And you need to cease that. Okay. It's time. Be present, reflect, make the most of your day. Okay. So if you're again having a hard time making the most of your time, being productive during your day, you have to make the time to ask yourself, where is my energy going? What is siphoning my energy? What is harvesting my energy where I don't have it, where I need it? Okay. So Aquarius North Nodes, that's what I have for you. I really hope this reading was helpful. I trust that it was. And for those of you that do resonate, you know what to do. I love y'all so much. And